starvation, none of that's really much of an issue. Like, we've got animal starvation, we've got the hens and ducks are all starting to go down. What they probably did, so I reckon they probably put them down on beds to tend to them and been bringing them back in. Alright, well, if they reckon that it's warm enough and my animals stop eating their eggs and we've got a couple of baby ones, and maybe I can let them back outside. We got, what did we get? I've got 3 male, fuck's sake, of course we got 3 male babies. We've got 3 new ducks, though. Okay, so we didn't succeed in getting that. Maybe I can put them in a different area. Like, this one's, like, super fertile. I don't really want pens inside of areas, just to, like, clarify, but I want that to be wood. I want to get you guys moved into an area that has got food, because what I reckon's happening is I reckon that they are going down due to malnutrition. Yeah. Alright. First things first, let's kick you out of here. No animals. Clear all that. No males, no females. They'll kick you guys outside. The only problem is out here isn't allowing ducks and birds. For the moment, let's say you guys can come back out here. And then when we get a new grow room, I'll shove you in there. I just want them to be close enough to reproduce for a little bit. Because what was happening is they spread out and then they don't mate. And then I'm only getting unfertilized eggs. And then they go home and have a sleep and then lay their eggs. And it either gets taken to cook, or if it's a fertile egg, it gets eaten by, like, my panthers and shit that are in here. So, or cats or whatever, but still, it's a bit of an issue, so I'm working on that. Also, we've got, like, you guys finally have an enclosed space that I can eventually have storage in here. I want to get rid of that. I want to get rid of that. Sad wanderer. Alright. You're hungry pen animals. I'm sure that's my duck situation. Yeah, they're getting rested up. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Pretty much once I started seeing them coming back in here, they're fine. Eventually we'll get some leathers from my animals and or other animals. We'll get those peeled up and then we'll get some new clothes. Then we'll have some clothes and shit to sell. By the way, how's that storage going? Going okay. I've still got a couple of empty ones. And oh wait, we have actual medicine. We had 3 fucking industrial medicine finally. So 48. Holy shit. They're finally making medicine. They're finally not dying enough that we're getting medicine made. Holy shit. This is exciting. It only took a fucking in-game year. So, what are you doing, love? Sad wandering. It's fine. I don't know. It took a bit. The other thing too is I would like to get this place cleaned up. Because I have them all, like, coming in and being like, what do you call it? Making a mess in here. Oh, get a stretch. I see hellos are flying around. Is that you're in danger? The ads are evil here. No, the ads are literally like once an hour. I can't get rid of pre-roll ads, right? So the only way I can do it is by following Twitch's rules on ads and having at least a minimum of 3 minutes of ads per hour. So I shoved that into one block so you guys got time to, like, Ghostly. Jesus, thank you. You for a gift sub. God damn. Yeah, no, I try to, like, put my ad breaks as, like, a block so people know that they've got time to, like, go to bathroom or refresh a drink or do whatever, you know? No, if worry me, I don't get ads. I guess, what do you call it? Different browsers and stuff. Mind you, like, I watch stuff through Brave. Right, Brave is the browser I use. And I still get Twitch ads through that, so it amazes me that, I guess it's something to do with the internal coding of, like, the Twitch stream itself. Like, if I watch somebody's stream, I'll get pre-roll or I'll get whatever ads they happen to have. I don't know. I can recruit Mule, finally. I fell asleep in my chair. I was gonna go lay down and have a great stream. No worries. I hope you have a good rest. That tends to happen. Like, people do doze off while I'm, like, rambling on. I kind of encourage people to just like go about whatever they're doing and or like rest and stuff anyway. So yeah. You need to finish time on your punch up. I legit was keeping an eye on Emmy because I'm like, she's gonna have to rescue one of these two. Eventually I'll fix Wolverine up. I'll see if I can run that additional ad. I couldn't yesterday because Drap redeemed it too early in stream and I wasn't able to. But basically, I don't know. This additional ad is brought to you by Adam. So, I don't know, you guys got time to go grab a drink and whatever? For anybody that is unfortunately going to sit through that. I don't know when the last set of ads were. You get so many pawns and shocked you remember the names. Oh, I remember a lot about them. I also tend to refer to them as people, so don't mind me if like I don't tend to like acknowledge like the pawn. I know that they're called pawns and stuff. But yeah, like I know most of them. I know who my originals are. It took a little while to kind of get used to probably the last 70 odd. Because I took a few groups of prisoners in like bulks of like 20 odd prison groups. So there was a few that came in and I'm like, I'm not sure who this is, or I don't know how you're in my colony. But yeah, after a while, I've gotten to like know everybody again. Like I also have a couple of multiples, like this is my second silverware. For instance, I've got 2 kangaroos, I've got like 3 snakes. I can sometimes tell them apart if I see them on the map. The kangaroos, I often get mixed up, but one of them is Grimm's wife. So I tend to remember once I see him eventually. Maybe it's because I'm bad with names. So I'm actually bad with names myself. If these are almost built, I could probably get rid of this for a second and we would get rid of that. But yeah, so I'm bad with names and faces myself. I can sometimes be like, oh, you look familiar, right? But like I generally won't put a name to a face particularly quickly. I'm just not good at that. But these guys, it's a bit different. They're my colonists. Like, you know, I can literally like look at their stats and be like, oh yeah, you can do this and stuff. So like when I'm looking for people, like I sometimes accidentally click on the same people. Like I think Armadillo can do construction, but I'm pretty sure he can do mining. Again, wrong. What I was probably thinking of was like, it wasn't Digger. Who was the one that died a while ago? Not Bora, the I can't remember. Name started with D. Or something. It was something like mining related. It was like a fucking pun of a name and stuff. Like Lincoln's one of my originals. Nina's one of my originals. You know, there's one of my snakes. They're all just getting around. Like Fred had a shock lance. He had the only shock lance for ages. I don't think he still got it. We used it. Like, I don't know. Star has been mostly useless. I ended up having to give her trainers and also enable her to be able to do literally fucking everything because she just wouldn't fucking do anything. Like, it's really just like I get used to who they are and what they're doing. Like, there's Grimm, for instance. I don't know. Just don't know. Like I do kind of like keep track of who dies for a little while. I don't have a full list of who's died and stuff, but like I do remember for the most part at least up to one fortnight who's generally died. Like Orange is a problematic person. The other way too is I can also tell if somebody's a shit cunt by looking at their medicine and stuff. I had a siren, so I was going for a sec. That's all good. Yeah, Orange is kind of like a bit of a shit cunt, so yeah, I don't know. Also, just out of interest, like I don't expect anybody to be here or listening and stuff like that, like at all, ever. So like if you have to go and do something or you get busy, you fall asleep, don't stress. Like, I assume that people are literally going about their lives. I would prefer it if people are actively, like, doing, you know, whatever they've got to do in the background. As long as, like, I don't know, something passive. I assume that I'm just, like, usually kind of tabbed up and just in the background. So I don't expect people to actually be watching the screen when I'm like talking about stuff. Occasionally somebody is. I assume somebody is. It's just to say than to not. That's fair. You good, Asora? Asora, my cat, is being like incredibly slinky, coming up underneath my monitor in like extreme slow-mo. It's great. If I could just get you guys to select that. Alright. And link that. Nice. Cool. Alright, so when it ends up being is it Atlas in my eyes? Oh, at least in your eyes. It's fine. There's a lot of colonists. It is. Welcome in, Bezel. It's currently 248 colonists. We lost some last winter. Lost around about like 20 odd people last winter. And we're just... It's the 1st of December now. And it's starting into winter, so... It should be fine. They basically were like all kinds of like upset because we had to move here urgently from like our previous location. And when we emergency moved, we kind of didn't have any supplies when we arrived. So yeah, basically it's been a long time building up and making them comfortable and stuff, you know. Introduce dystopia. It's not dystopia. Like, at the moment they don't have luxuries and I don't have much in the way of resources. But eventually I will get resources and we'll get floors and we'll get lights. And everybody will get like statues and fucking side tables and lights in their rooms and fucking maybe even some ventilation. Maybe. That's a strong maybe on that one. But like everybody's got food, everybody's got beds, everybody has a bed. At the moment these guys are making do because I have a few more people than I have beds and I don't have wood because it's winter. And I haven't finished making my, I don't know, 4th bed column. Hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5th. Sorry, bed column, because that one's divided by half. It's supposed to be half the power grid on that part there, so it's fine. Yeah, I'm working on that, but at the moment I'm working on the kitchens and stuff. To play it more as a roleplay story save than I've never seen anybody try to go above and like 50 colonists. No, I'm not playing roleplay or anything like that. So I've got... It's core game, no DLCs. I've only got 6 mods, and I have VB Chillax, Colony Builder, or Base Builder, or whatever it is, and save frequently. So I do save frequently anyway, but, like, yeah, the game does it as well. I want somebody to build that, if I can. But essentially what I'm doing... Is that pretty lost thanks to Super Big Raid? What? Thanks to a Super Big Raid. I may have, like, lost that then. But yeah, essentially what I'm doing is I started down here. This was my first location. Basically, that was Salvation. And I am taking, like, we're on our 3rd location now. The 2nd one was here. And we're up here at the moment, and we're slowly moving across the world to the landed ship quest. And my goal essentially is to take an army of like 250-ish people to the landed ship quest and absolutely just destroy it. I have like Prepare Carefully, and yeah, so I used Prepare Carefully to bring in 21 colonists from other maps, previous maps that I played on. And I kind of want to get them to potentially escape. I know that I can't have all 21 of them leave, but if I could at least get all 21 of them to that tile, that would be great. And then obviously, like, I'll have like an army of people to kind of fight the, you know, the end battles and stuff like that, the waves of raids and shit. So that's what I'm kind of going for at the moment. I've been playing this colony for 1 year and 9 months IRL. So it's been a while. It's been a long time, but we're slowly moving up the map. The only problem is like there's times that have like caused instability and whatever, and we've had to like wait and recover from that before we can like move on. But we basically like moved from our last location in emergency because RimWorld did a update for the 1.5 and basically just my tile got super corrupted and glitchy, and we just had to drop everything. Whatever they could carry, they carried out of the base, and we left with like 180 odd colonists. And then, you know, we took prisoners on our way here. So it very, very quickly became like a prison colony where this was like our main hub, the only place that was built for ages and stuff. So yeah. So far I've gone through 2 updates. Because I started this on 1.3 and we're on 1.5 now. So it's been a while. There's been a few little changes and stuff. That was Colony Builder, I don't know, mod. It's not a mod, it's the Storyteller. So, you know how you get your Phoebe, Chillax, Cassandra, and Randy, right? Phoebe, Chillax, I don't know if the others have the option, but it's like a difficulty type thing. So it is not the easiest, but it isn't one of like the more like everybody loves dying kind of thing. Like it's, because I'm streaming and stuff like that, I find that it's a little bit easier for me to have a little bit of time between each battle, because I like to talk to people, right? So generally what happens is I get a bit distracted, and then before I know it, I have an attack and I'm not ready for it because I've been like gas bagging and stuff. So yeah, it gives me a little bit of time to be able to like get stuff built in the background, which is nice. Although since last winter, we've had an attack basically every single month. Yeah, every season we've had 1 to 2 attacks. So it's been something. The other thing too is that, oh, who did I get joined then? It was started with an M, wasn't it? Yeah, I also save and reload and stuff, which I refer to as like re-rolling and stuff. McPherson must have gone wild at some point. But yeah, I tend to try to come out of any battle with the highest outcome kind of thing, like the most living colonists, like less deaths, less injuries and stuff like that. So I will sometimes play through a battle a couple of times, saving and like reloading and stuff like that to try again and try better. Because like I usually like to take as many prisoners as I can, but it's not always possible. And sometimes, who moved that down a bit? Sometimes I have to go back and try harder because like for instance with last winter, we were facing kind of like colony-wide death, with like 1/3 of my colony wanted to like, I don't know, not exist, basically, because we had colony-wide starvation, we had a high psychic drone, we had a defoliator ship. The fuck else do we have? We had so many people going mental breaks and slaughtering and all sorts of stuff, and yeah, it was wild. It was something. Hey Keelan, I see you lurking. No worries. What else did I miss in there? I saw somebody make a big colony, more than 50. So this is my 3rd large colony. This one is my largest colony. This has had at most 262 colonists at a time. My previous one had 175, and my previous one before that was like 100 and something. They're not like consecutively one after another. Like I get a couple of dud colonies between it that fail and die out in under like 70 odd colonists and stuff like that. It happens, right? But these big ones, they last for years. Like this is literally gunning for like 2 years and a few months, you know? So each one I end up playing for like so long. I end up like, I don't know, I guess I kind of like learn what everybody does, and I kind of get pretty attached to them as well. Why can't you do handling? It's fine. I don't need you to do handling. Wardening and stuff isn't too much. What else did I miss? Oh yeah, Viken woke up and was giving snuggling wolf blush. Nice. Cute pats. Was also saying hi too. Only Bill is the difficulty setting. Difficulty preset, or Storyteller's got it. Guess for this everyone, I can tell. No. A few games I can imagine playing that long, but I can understand the feeling. Yeah, the thing is, like, after playing with, like, my colonists for so long, because the other thing, too, is the people that I brought in from my original map, like, for instance, not Silverware, you're the other one, aren't you? Yeah, you're Iceborn. Like, Jet, you my original one or not? You're not my cooking one. There's Nina. She's one of my originals. Amiya is from my very, very first colony. So is Shizuka. Acosta is also... Lincoln's from like one of my second or third ones. Cyprus is like second or third colonies. Franklin's from my last big colony, my Nido one that imploded. I liked him, so I brought him in. He's like a medic, but he can't do any like he can't do any fighting and shit. So yeah, I roughly know like who everybody is and what they're doing. And somebody tried to take a fertile egg in to cook, I noticed. Somebody's making a mistake trying to cook something. Have I got these set to allowing eggs or something? Not fertile. Not fertile. Why are they in here? I'm not saying that it's specifically this bench that's doing it, but one of these benches, somebody's brought an egg in here for that reason. So I've just got to figure out which one it is, because I did allow one of these benches at one point in time to make food with I allowed them to make it with fertile eggs because we were starving and any materials were materials. So yeah, I just didn't disable it because I'm like, oh, it's fine, we'll have like a shit ton of chickens and ducks and stuff, because we usually have like 75 of each gender of like duck and chicken and shit. But I had to cull 1/3 of my animal population, so we went from like 750 odd down to like 200 odd at the start of last winter, unfortunately. So that is a thing. I'm not seeing it on one of these benches. Alright. Somebody might have just brought them in here for the sake of having it on. They could have had it in their inventory, actually, now that I think about it. That would also make sense. If somebody went and picked it up, they would have brought it in that way. Yeah, for the TPS. Look, if somebody else is running a 250 plus colony with, you know, no performance mods and they're doing better, you know, good for them. But yeah, my colony is a closed mods playthrough. The mods that I had when I started over a year or so ago is what we get until we get to the end. And I wanted to see how many people I can get. I want to see if I can have 300. And honestly, what do you call it? Phoebe keeps trying to kill off my people once I get over 240. So that is the thing. Every time I get over 240 colonists, she's like, oh, you know what you need? It's a giant mech battle. That way we can, like, take down the population. About the number of chickens. I don't know. Normally a TPS is like one of those like something frame rate things is usually what I see in like my YouTube comments. So that's why I immediately assumed that like you're kind of like talking about that. Because I know there's like, what do you call it, frames per second or whatever, and then there's I don't know what the T fucking one stands for on the top of my head, but yeah. I don't know, I only get like everybody about it. It ticks per second. Yeah, that. I also want to change this from being neon green because I took these lights from my grow room, but it's fine. We ended up putting a fireplace and stuff in here, and I haven't added the doors yet to it. Let's move while asleep. No, if I can. No, I'm going to, I don't know. I'm going to shove the 2 or 3 feathers that you've given me tonight in between your toes so that like while you sleep you can just have like that one outstretched paws, have like feathers sticking up. I'll also remove the roof here too before I forget about it, because otherwise somebody's going to get their ass crushed. Oh, come on. There we go. I don't think I have roofs all the way out here, but they'll be fine if I do. Alright, so I'm trying to close off this area as well. I think some of this is bridged, so I can't build across like all of it, but where I can I want it to actually be like stone, because I know that this will be like a vulnerable point eventually for like a battle or something like that, because I've only got like one turret out here. Eventually I'll get all my turrets built and we'll have a beautiful fucking barrier wall of turrets back. But I still have a few more to go. Who got collapsed? Crushed? Oh, because you guys deconstructed that. Alright, that's fine. They're fine. Walk it off. Oh, you've got like death in 6 hours on Nason. She'll get to a hospital. She should be treated. I'll check on her in just a minute. I think I was supposed to leave that until these two were built, but I just didn't see the thing because I'm like, oh yeah, that's got to move. But at least we got the bricks for this now. Hex, Peters, you can do cooking. The hell are you doing cleaning shit? Hillsman, you can do some building. We don't have limestone blocks. Roof collapse on my head. I'd be happy if it was only a single cut. Yeah. I don't know. They get like hit occasionally. They oh, where'd she go? She would have gone to hospital. What did she have? I didn't even look at what she had. I just look at this and I'm like, oh yeah. Like, she'll be fine. She'll like lay down and somebody will be with her shortly. Like, I'll come back to check on her in a minute. Like Dally or somebody will like tend to her. But yeah, generally my miners normally get hit with that more so than like my construction people. So I don't usually get like somebody caught out like that. So how am I going with limestone blocks? Because apparently I probably don't have them because I'm doing flooring. That's fine and everything, but I actually need the pillars and shit to get made for a moment, so I gotta turn these off. If you'd be screaming my ticks in the background, like lightning speed process 750 pieces of paper on a desk, or say chicken. Nah, it's not like 750. Like, I keep about 75, chickens and ducks and stuff like that of like each gender and stuff. But like the 750, like we culled off some rats pretty recently. We had like 50 of them. I probably have at least like 40 odd cats. Yeah, about 40 cats. I normally have like a higher number of like panthers and muffaloes and stuff like that. Like, we normally keep this about like 20 on the females, 15 to 20 on the females. They could have like breeding ones. And I normally keep like the males to about an average of 5. So we normally have like a lot of everything going. But yeah, we needed food. So I had to prioritize that over a heap of animals. And now we're back into winter. So winter basically means that we have less animals generally anyway. I misread the 750 from something else. I do remember the 75 chicken, she said. Yes, so the 750 is generally overall, I tend to keep up to 750 animals in total. So anywhere between 250 and 750 animals. In winter, I normally keep like a lower kind of quantity, like 200 to 400. In like summer and spring, and when I want to do caravans and stuff like that, I keep closer to 750. And usually the number that fluctuates is usually the hauling animals, right? And like ducks and chickens in winter, because they usually die. Like chicks and stuff tend to die in the weather. Which reminds me, I figured that this was finished building. So what I want is I want the chickens and the ducks in here for the moment. We already have a couple, but I'm seeing there's a heap of other stuff, which is of course going to ruin my crops already. And I need this to kick the chickens and ducks out. So the reason why I chucked them in here is I want them to breed. I'm doing like a bit of a breeding program to try to get like a bunch of fertilized eggs. At the moment, I have too few males by only having 3. To like a ratio of about 10 females, that like when they're roaming around the map, they're not necessarily encountering a male and getting fertilized. So I'm just trying to keep them in a small area to get a few eggs going so I can get a couple of extra males. Like, we got a couple of extra male chickens. As long as those survive the cold winter, because this place doesn't usually snow. We got a cold snap before and it snowed, but aside from that, it's normally fine. Like, it normally sort of stays warmer. Did you guys... Yeah, you did. You fixed up the door. Thank goodness. I also probably need to remove the roof of this too. Because I removed it down lower, but I haven't removed it up here. So I want all of this gone, and I've got fucking like yaks and shit going on in there, which I don't really want. We'll fix that up soon. Now, these air conditioners, as long as I don't have the hospital ones in here as well, let's get this back to... I think we were up to like minus like 50 or 70 on that because through summer. And I'm like, it's fine if it's cold in winter, but at the moment it's still pretty chilled because that room was like frigid